Hello everyone, this is a homemade review of the Oris Big Crown Propilot GMT small second. Um, just a short disclaimer uh, before I start. First of all, English is not my first language, so apologies in advance for the mistakes if there are any. Secondly, I'm no professional reviewer, blogger, whatever you may call it. I am not collector neither. So, and my knowledge about watches in general is almost close to zero. But I just felt like doing this review and upload it to YouTube since there are almost none from this particular piece from Oris. By the way, this is my first Swiss-made watch, so let's see how it goes. So a little bit of story. How did I ended up hitting Oris and not other brands? For some reason, I ended up watching several reviews on YouTube related with several watches, and I saw one from Oris, and for some reason it caught my attention. So I started to dig on the company itself, and the fact that they are still an independent company and they have like very sober lines and basically nonsense watches. So that for me was a big plus. So I'm living in Tokyo, so I started to look for a shop, and finally I found it in Ginza, and I stopped by the shop to ask questions and see the watches by myself. And initially, what really caught my attention was the Propilot caliber 111, which is a in-house movement. And the problem with that watch was that first is like triple the price of the one that I got, and then secondly, and maybe most important for me, was that I was kind of concerned for its maintenance on the long term because of the watch's characteristics. I'm not going to explain them, so if you want to find information by yourself, there's plenty on the Oris website. So I finally set my goal on this particular model. So when I went to the shop after a few months from the initial visit, I asked for this particular model, but they didn't have it. Not only the shop, but there was not a single piece in all the country. So they didn't have that model in Japan. I'm assuming that it's because a model from 2017 or 18 about that. So they offer me instead the Propilot Big Crown Propilot Timer GMT, which is very similar, but it's a little bit more tactical, so to call it. The look, it's a little bit more tactical for my taste. So for some reason, I didn't like it. So the bezel has the numbers printed, so and that for me made it a little bit more like military style, and nothing wrong with it, but it was not what I was looking for. So I asked the staff again, and they were very polite and very gentle. This is one of the reasons that I'm making this video, actually, is to give them all the praises they deserve. They emailed the headquarters to see if they still had stock, which they did. They emailed me back and told me that yes, they did have stock, and if I wanted to order one, and with which strap. So as you can see on the website, it comes with 4 different kinds of strap, and I ended up actually my wife pushed me a little bit to choose the leather one. because I hate to admit it, but she was right. And the leather one gives the watch a more formal look. So it's not so casual, and it's not like a dress watch neither. So it's something in between because of the leather strap, at least on my opinion. Anyway, I choose that model, and they asked me for a few weeks, so they could email the headquarters, and then finally they shipped the watch from Switzerland to Japan. And they called me again. I went to the shop, I tried and paid, and then finally I got my watch after about maybe 3-4 weeks of emails back and forth. So just in case, I have to once again give all the praise to the staff at the Oris shop, because they were really helpful to deal with the whole situation. In any case, here's the case. So as many other Oris watches, it comes in a very simple but functional case. So here there's a manual and user's manual. So here's the warranty card with the reference number, serial number, and the warranty card. So the warranty is 2 years, but if you sign up to their website, they will give you a plus an extra year, so you have 3 years of warranty. And here's the product manual, and it's in several languages, and I'm assuming because it's the Asian market, it's only Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Thai, and Arab. So I'm assuming that the ones they give out in Europe might be in Spanish, Italian, etc. So, but English is enough, plenty enough for me. So here you have the product manual, notes, etc., etc. And here's some notes regarding the watch itself. And it's kind of like a general manual, so it's not specifically for this kind of watch, but it could be used for all the other models as well, I'm assuming. So I'm not going to dig into this, so you can check this later on. And here's the watch itself. So I have been wearing it for the last months every single day. So this is why the case is not closing very well. So because I adjust the strap to my wrist, but this is the presentation it has. And here it is. It's a 43 millimeters case, and as its name says, it's a big crown, so it's quite a hefty crown. And here you have the GMT pointer and the small seconds pointer, and here says big crown Propilot GMT. So this is the leather strap. So it looks pretty sturdy to me, and it's very well made. It's very gentle to the skin and not rough at all. So it has this kind of, I don't know how you call this in English. And well, this is the back of the case. Here's the, well, zoom is not working. And there you go. Red Oris original red winding system. And once again, I'm not technical on this, so excuses in advance. So, and this is intended to simulate the seatbelt of an airplane, I think, and it's very easy to operate. Just lift, and that's it. It's very well made. So, and because of this kind of lock, I don't know if lock is the proper word, so there's nothing hanging out of the 1 minute. There you go. So there's nothing hanging out on your wrist. So there's no pieces of strap going around here. So it's very well made and very gentle to the skin once again. So my wrist is around like 7.5 centimeters. So it's a little bit big, but it's very wearable and heavy for the size, but then that's what you might expect from a watch this size. And the only thing, because I need to complain about something, otherwise it wouldn't be fair, so is that because of this kind of lock, I kind of have like a hairy arm, so all these hairs ended up getting pinned by the lock itself. This was by this part specifically, so it was kind of painful at the beginning, but now I got used to it, so it doesn't bother me anymore. Or maybe there's no more hair neither. The other thing is that, as I mentioned before, I live in Japan, and weather here in summertime is really hot and humid. So I'm thinking about what to do for the summer with this strap, because it's not something breathable, as you can see. It's pure leather. So I might end up getting an extra strap, either from Oris or from some other company, just to use it during summertime. Maybe something made out of canvas or something similar. But then again, besides that, not many complaints, I could say. So it's a very nice piece, in my opinion, my uneducated opinion, and it's very wearable. So I have been using it for the last months, as I said, and no complaints or whatsoever. The only thing is that it has only a 38 hours power reserve, so if you don't use it for a day or something, then you might end up having to set it up all again and rewind it, etc., etc. But besides that, no complaints. I'm assuming, I tried to measure it with an app online. Not sure how accurate it is, but it said that it was running a 6 seconds per day faster. And I'm having a 2 plus minutes per, it's like a minute per week. So it's a little bit running fast, 1 minute per week. And it seems that if I rest the watch like this, in this position, crown down, it seems to help to slow it down. But then once again, it's a mechanical watch, so you have to, it's like a living creature, so you have to take care of it. And it's not such a problem to adjust it once every 2 weeks. So then once again, I'm not a collector, I'm not a blogger, reviewer, etc. So if you have complaints about my review, I couldn't care less. I just don't give a hoot about any of those complaints. So if you want to ask questions, please, I'll try to answer them. I'm not an expert on the topic, but I will let you know about my experience for the last months or so with this piece. Thank you for watching. Take care. Happy New Year.